One of the things that just kind of shocked me was how many people don't know what your macros are. So let's go and explain a little bit. So your macros, your macronutrients are your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. They consume the most amount of calories in your meals. So when we balance these out, in order to, when we figure out our calories, these are the three, when we say we're counting our macros and balancing it, this is what we're focusing on. So let's just say we're balancing everything on, like, let's say a 2,000 caloric diet, just to give you an example. In order to go ahead and balance it out properly so we can see some decent gains without spilling over and getting too heavy, let's say we're gonna keep our protein at 150 grams. Well, your protein and your carbs each have 4 calories per gram. Fats have 9 calories per gram. So our protein, let's say we're doing 150 grams, that's 600 calories. And if we're doing the same thing with the carbs, let's say we're doing 150 grams of carbs, that's gonna be 600 calories. But now our fats, if we put in 90 grams of fats, that's going to be about 810 calories. So right there, that takes us to 2,010 calories. And you see, it's not a whole lot. We don't have a whole lot of protein there. We don't have a whole lot of carbs in there. We have a little amount of fat. But to get it over to the 2,000 caloric range, this is how we balance out the macros. Now, I have a higher carbs versus and a lower fat for people who are really trying to build more muscle. And we need more of the energy. We're using the carbs as fuel to fuel us through the workouts. If I was going to have someone who's going to be leaning out, I'd probably switch it a little bit. I'd probably go a little bit lower in the carbs, a little bit higher in the fats. This way we can go ahead and use some of the fats as an energy source and stop using the more readily source energy of the carbs, and we can deep into the reserves. So when we balance out the macros, keep your protein, carbs, and fats in consideration, and remember these calories per gram. This way we can go ahead and calculate it properly. Okay, so hopefully this helps out understand a little bit more about the macros, but if you're stuck on anything or you have another question, just hit me up and let me know.